Today, June 10th, Archangel Michael says, a huge miracle will happen as soon as you listen to this message. Something unexpected is. Open immediately the moment you read these words. A seismic tremor shakes the invisible foundations beneath your feet. The air thickens, heavy with a tension that feels like thunder waiting to burst, but this is no ordinary storm. The heavens themselves are shifting, realigning the sacred order around your name. God says, the time of silence is over. You have felt the quiet watching, the stillness before a storm, but this is not fear. It is the pulse of destiny knocking hard on your soul's door. Archangel Michael's sword blazes with celestial fire, slicing through shadows that have clung to you for far too long. The moon trembled behind torn clouds, as if the night itself shivers with the knowledge of what is about to unfold. Somewhere beyond the veil, ancient powers stir, long-forgotten forces that have watched your journey with eyes blazing like stars. This is a cosmic reset, not just a whisper in the wind, but an earth-shattering upheaval that promises transformation through conflict. The spiritual realm has been holding its breath, waiting for this moment when the scales will tip sharply in your favor. The enemy's grip, once so strong, now cracks beneath the weight of divine decree. You may have felt unseen battles, invisible chains tightening, but God says, your deliverance has been written since before the first dawn. The shaking you feel is the breaking of old curses, the beginning of a miracle that will mark everything you know. The winds of change scream in your ears, demanding your attention, and the message comes without warning. Open your heart now, for what is coming is real, immediate, and unstoppable. The ones you trusted the most now stand revealed in the dim light of betrayal. Their smiles, once warm, have turned into masks carefully painted with deceit. God says, you were never alone in the shadows, but some shadows were cast by those you held close. Behind closed doors, where whispered words twist like serpents, an alliance was formed against you, an unholy covenant signed in silence, inked with the poison of envy and greed. Archangel Michael's wings beat fiercely in the unseen heavens, a warning echoing through the corridors of your soul. The moon trembled again, this time bleeding thin slivers of silver light through cracks where truth begins to seep. They nodded, these silent traitors, your own blood, your own circle, plotting your fall as if it would elevate their empty thrones. But what they do not see is the divine fire smoldering beneath your spirit, fueled by the betrayals meant to break you. Every secret meeting, every hushed agreement, every hidden hand raised against you only strengthens the celestial forces sworn to protect and restore. God says, this betrayal is the catalyst for your awakening, the spark that will ignite your divine justice. The betrayal's sting is fierce, but it is also a signpost, pointing directly to your breakthrough. You have been tested in the crucible of deception, and the flames only refine your heart. The enemy thought they could weaken your spirit by fracturing your trust, but Archangel Michael counters with a promise: the betrayers will be exposed, their plans dismantled by heavenly light. This is not the end of your story, but the turning point, where darkness meets its reckoning, and your miracle begins its sacred rise. Chains you never saw tighten begin to crumble with a deafening crack. What once bound your finances, your health, your peace, now splinters under the relentless force of divine will. The earth beneath you shifts again, a sacred tremor signaling the collapse of every invisible prison that held your spirit captive. God says, no longer will you be shackled by old debts, worn-out promises, or fear's cold grip. The walls of limitation shatter, sending shards of bondage scattering into the winds. Archangel Michael's voice thunders across the unseen battlegrounds, a war cry of liberation piercing the dense fog of despair. The moon trembled, casting fractured beams of light that dance like flames across the darkness, a celestial blaze burning away all that kept you chained. Every obstacle, every silent curse, every unseen block is undone by the sword of heavenly justice. The chains around your soul break one link at a time, unraveling decades of hidden oppression with the power of 1,000 angels. You stand now at the threshold of your freedom. God says, rise from the ashes of captivity, the miracle you have long awaited is manifesting. Your breakthrough is no longer a distant dream but a roaring reality, tangible, unstoppable, immediate. The shackles fall, and with them comes a flood of blessing that will wash over your life like a cleansing flood. Your heart will no longer carry the weight of defeat, instead, it will beat with the rhythm of divine victory, heralding the dawn of your new destiny. The sky itself opens with a crack of light so fierce it blinds the doubts lodged deep within your heart. Archangel Michael leads a battalion of radiant beings descending from the celestial realms, their wings shimmering like molten silver and their eyes burning with divine purpose. God says, the hour of your miracle has come. These warriors of light are not merely messengers, they are agents of transformation, arriving now to dismantle every dark fortress built around your life. The moon trembled behind torn clouds, unveiling a pathway bathed in holy fire that stretches from heaven's gates to your doorstep. The air hums with a sacred energy so thick it feels like it could tear through the veils of time and space. This is not a vision but a living reality. Your miracle is airborne, carried on the wings of angels who have waited for this moment through eternity. They surround you, invisible yet powerful, guarding every step, preparing to unleash the divine intervention you have been desperate for. God says, hold fast, beloved, for the battle is won before it begins. Archangel Michael's sword gleams, slicing through the final chains of fear, doubt, and despair. The miracle descending is not abstract, it is physical, palpable, and immediate. It is a shift so profound it will rearrange your life story and expose every lie that sought to hold you back. This angelic arrival marks the end of your waiting and the dawn of a sacred victory that will echo through the ages. In the stillness after the storm, a sacred revelation unfolds like a hidden scroll unrolled beneath the divine light. God says, your bloodline carries a secret written before time began. This secret, long buried beneath layers of silence and shadow, now awakens with thunderous clarity. It pulses through your veins like a celestial code, unlocking doors that have remained sealed by fear and doubt for generations. The moon trembled once more, shedding silver tears that mark the unveiling of your true destiny. Archangel Michael stands at your side, his presence a fortress of radiant power. The false tongues that whispered lies, the shadows that sought to obscure your truth, they dissolve in the face of this divine unveiling. What was once hidden in darkness is now thrust into the light, exposing every falsehood and revealing the purity of your soul's mission. God says, "You are the chosen vessel for this prophecy, and your elevation will ignite a new dawn." This is your moment of exaltation, the climax of every prayer, every tear, every silent plea. The miracle arriving is not just a change, it is a transformation so profound that everything you thought was final now bends beneath the weight of divine purpose. You will rise, shining like a beacon in the night, your name carved into the heavens with the fire of truth. The unexpected has become inevitable, and your sacred path stretches forward, illuminated by the light of your prophetic unveiling. This is your divine justice, your eternal victory, your miracle made manifest. The storm has passed, leaving behind a sky brushed with soft hues of dawn. Gentle light filters through clouds like a tender whisper from heaven itself, a healing breeze brushing against your soul. God's presence wraps around you like a warm embrace, quieting the restless noise within and calming every trembling thought. The waters of peace flow still and deep now, reflecting the infinite light of divine love. Archangel Michael's sword rests, sheathed in the glory of victory, while radiant wings fold gently beside you, symbols of protection that will never fade. You are cradled in sacred silence, a place where your heart can breathe, where every tear is a seed of renewal, and every scar a testament to your strength. Feel the divine light infusing every cell, dissolving all fear and doubt, replacing them with unwavering faith. You are safe here, in this sacred space between worlds, where time pauses to honor your healing. Your journey continues with a gentle certainty, guided, guarded, and infinitely loved.